Welcome back to Smoke Your Ribs. I'm Russ Jones. In today's video, I'm doing a 45-day dry age on a ribeye subprimal. I'm going to show you my setup. It's right behind me. It's really awesome. Going to give you a little walkthrough on the SteakAger, show you how it's set up, how it works, and everything about it, and how it's very consumer friendly, user friendly. We're going to get started with all that coming up right now. So here it is, and basically what you're looking at is a beverage fridge, a little mini fridge that has been retrofitted to use as a dry aging machine. So let me open it up. I've had this running for the last few days, and these are racks that you would actually put your meat in and truss up. I've got a few hooks. This is a rack that if you want to truss the entire subprimal with butcher's twine and hang it from here or here, this allows you to do that. Now this is not really needed. This is just an external humidity and temperature device that I have. This comes with a phone app that gives you all of that information. I'm just more or less comparing this data with what I've got on my app. So this one here is designed to where you could actually remove this, and you can either use it at this level, this level, this level, but it actually goes in like that for a shorter roast, chuck roast, whatever you want dry. It would just sit in this basket here, and you can purchase multiple racks if you choose to do that. If you want to stand up kind like this one, you can. This one only came with one of each, but you could purchase another one and you could do two at one time. This thing is super easy to assemble. You've got your bottom part here. This is a more of a baffle that goes into place, and all this just slides through. All this just slides through these different levels here. This one goes to the top. This is housing two blowers that blow the entire time. You've got a humidity control in this, and your brains are all up here. This is your temperature control. This light, this is nothing but for ambience, just to, look good. That's all that's for. Now behind this unit, there is a UVC light that cycles on a timer. I forget how many times it runs in a day's time, 24 hours, but it'll cycle on for a while and off. And with the door closed and everything sealed, that is what's removing bacteria from the space in this, and through the air itself. And that's really critical in the first few days until your subprimal, your meat begins to form a pellicle. Once that pellicle starts to develop, that protects the meat within it quite a bit, but either way the light continues to cycle. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. The installation on this takes about 2 minutes. I didn't want to show the installation. Let me close this. I chose not to show the installation on this because it's really easy. It comes with instructions. Besides that, there are a couple other videos on YouTube showing you just how to do that. So the beauty of this SteakAger Pro 40 is not only can you dry age steak, but you can also do charcuterie. I'm talking about the beautiful dry cured fermented sausages such as real salamis and just a host of other things, pepperonis, and you can also do extended dry aging for some just really beautiful dry aged beef with that really blue cheese taste almost, if you like that. And I'll be able to do all that, but first I had to have the humidifier, and I do have one coming for this. Let me show you where it goes. All right, this space right here, this is where the humidifier goes, and basically it's got a cover on it, and it's got a reservoir that holds water. It's got a fan that regulates the humidity based on what the controls is telling it to do. To hold it at a certain humidity level, and so that's coming soon. So the humidifier is heading this way, but I'm really not going to need it until this first dry age project is over with, 45 days. At the end of that, then I'm gonna do some salami. It's gonna be my first experience ever doing dry cured. Y'all know I just got finished with a sausage series doing everything from summer sausage to bologna and beef sticks and a few other things. Well, I'm wanting to get into the dry cured, the fermented type sausages, and give that a go as well. And this is the only element I needed to make that happen, make that a reality. For all you locals, if you're in the Biloxi or Ocean Springs area, please go by and check out Four Bulls in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. They have fantastic meats. Just take a look at this prime ribeye subprimal. Fantastic. All right, I apologize for the camera angles. I'm actually shooting this in my computer room. That's where I'm actually putting this dry age unit. I decided to keep it in here. That way I'm in here pretty much every night. I can take a look over there and see how it's doing, see how it's progressing. But what you're looking at is 15 pounds of USDA prime ribeye. So you want to keep all your surfaces very sanitary. I've got a clean knife. I've got a brand new disposable cutting board, and I'm also wearing gloves. But I'm going to get into this cryovac, and we're going to remove this meat out of the cryovac. We're going to pat it dry before we go any further. I'm just taking some paper towels and I'm just blotting off all this excess moisture. Might as well help this dry ager out a little bit and go ahead and remove as much moisture as we can from the outside. And as this goes over the days, it will continue to dry, and more dry. You can see all the marbling in this. That's just beautiful. So you know, even a choice cut would work great dry aged, because what you're doing, really depending on the length that you go, you're not only tenderizing the meat through the natural enzymes breaking the meat down, but you're also increasing the beefy flavor of this. And if you go past 45 days, you really start taking on more of what they call a funky taste. You know, gets more of that cheese taste, that blue cheese taste. And I don't want to go to that extreme, because what happens, especially without a humidifier, is you start losing a lot of moisture, the texture of your meat changes. And so to me, 45 days is the most I'd want to go without a humidifier. And that's not only going to increase the tenderness of this, even though I know this could be very tender just like it is, but it's going to increase that beefy flavor and really give it that dry aged taste. All right, that's looking pretty good. Wipe up any excess down here. So I want to take my string and I'm just going to tie a simple loop into this to start with. We're going to start this all the way at the very end. And this is going to be very similar to really just kind of like lacing up shoes. Go every other one. I think I'm going to come back through and catch the ones in between there. We're just going to cut our string. We're going to tie it off on this last one with a few half hitches. Let's stand it up and see what we got. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So you know, there is a really cool phone app with this that you monitor the humidity, you monitor the average temperature, and if you noticed up on the top controller here, I'm running at 40 degrees. And their logic on that, plus it could be proven with the phone app, is that 40 degrees, you know, going through your compressor cycles off and on, that you're actually going to average somewhere between 37 and 38 degrees, and that's what you're looking at is your average temperature where it runs. And that app will prove that. And again, that's why I put that little standalone unit, just to make sure, and hey, it's accurate. That is pretty much dead on with that app. So keep in mind, there is a phone app that you can use in conjunction with this. It's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, which means you can check that from anywhere with an internet connection. So far, no problems at all. So we're going, it's looking good, and I couldn't be happier.